Hey, y'all, and welcome back to the Executive Innovation Show. It is your host, Chevy, and today we're talking about the powers of leadership. One thing I know for sure when it comes to me and building strategic partnership, that is something that I do naturally. And today we're talking about how strategic partnership is so powerful for you as a founder, as a business owner, as a leader to create opportunities not only for yourself, for your business, so that you can make bigger impact. So, welcome to the Executive Innovation Show. I'm your host, Chevy, and I'm excited that you are here. Please come in and say hello as you're joining me live. I'm streaming right here on my favorite platform, LinkedIn, and my YouTube channel, The Executive Innovation Show, my other favorite platform. So definitely, when you have an opportunity, please go and subscribe. So while you're here, let me introduce myself. So I am Chevy, retired Air Force veteran of 22 plus years, and now as your federal execution partner and BD business development consultant, facilitator, trainer, and I got my book up here. I finally got my bookcase up. An author. Okay. Give me some love in the chat as you all come in. And what I do here in when it comes to my consulting work is really support established tech founders who are looking to pursue SIBR, which stands for the Small Business Innovation Research, grants, opportunities, but also individuals who are looking for federal innovation opportunities. And I do that through helping them to submit qualified SIBR proposal, especially for phase one, and also helping them to identify core strategic partnership, because we're talking about partnership today, so that they can continue to build their company and make the big impact that they want to make and continue to make without sacrificing more of their time and more of their capacity. Because I understand they're not only building a business, they're building innovations, but also they have a family as well. So come on into the Executive Innovation Show. And today we are talking about the power of strategic partnerships. And one thing I love to do, because part of strategic partnership is really connecting with individuals, whether it's here on LinkedIn, in person, through the DMs. And in order to get to know individuals, you have to share what you do. So I like to invite you as my guest to share in the chat where you're joining from, what you do, and who do you serve. And the purpose of me doing that, this is part of the strategic partnership process, is to allow not only you, but other individuals who are watching now live or also watching later on, who may view this live and then look at the comments and see your information. And that is an opportunity for someone to say, hey, I'm looking for Chevy, I'm looking for X, and so forth. So please utilize the chat to not only share what you do, but also to ask any questions that you may have based on what I do, based on this topic today. And what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be sharing my own personal and lived experience based not only from what I do now as a business owner for my consulting business and also for my leadership business, but also for my lived experience from the military as well. So come on in, say hello, but also let me know that you can hear me as well, because I want to make sure that you can hear me. And also I want to make sure that I can see the chat as well, because I know sometimes I cannot see the chat and I do have people live here. So say hello. And 1 second, let me double check. Here we go. Let's see. Making sure. Okay, perfect. So as I stated, come on in. So why am I talking about strategic partnership? I'm talking about this because this is essential. It is needed. It is something that I say is required for you to continue to increase your growth capacity, but also, especially if you're looking to tap into the federal market, having a partnership collaboration is going to help you to go further. You can definitely go far on your own, but we know in collaboration that we can go a lot further. Okay. And strategic partnership is not just, hey, I know someone and that's it. It's really about being intentional about the relationship that you are building with that person. And what I mean by that is like a relationship that is not only built on, hey, I know you, you know me, but it's built on trust. It is built on respect. It is built on values. It is built on consistency of communicating. It's not a one-time communication. It's not just like, here I am, here's what I do, and maybe you do one reconnect. No, it is consistent outreach. It is consistent, checking in. I'm not saying checking in like every week, but it's like really reaching out to that person outside of the what you're looking for or what you're looking to partner with, really connecting with them to have regular conversations. And what I've done in the military, and I want to go back, I served 22 years in the military. And one thing about me, I'm also a connector. I'm a builder, I'm a visionary, and I'm that person. We need to go somewhere. We're looking to get a resources. We're looking to connect to someone. Your girl is going to be, okay, who do I know? But that comes with building relationships. That comes with me really genuinely caring about that person as well too. So for me, it's not just we're transactional. It's like I care about what you're doing. I value what you're doing, but also I look at how can I support this person? How can I bring what I do to support them to elevate what they're doing? So even in the military, there were times when, as a instructor, as a facilitator, and I think I shared this example, and this officer was getting ready to deploy, and they came right before they had to leave out. I think by the time they were done with the class, they had to pretty much get ready to leave out and deploy. But the person was like, hey, is there an opportunity for me to complete this specific training while I'm here? And because of strategic partnership that I have built within my military ecosystem, I was able to call someone that I was connected to, had their phone number, had done events with, in the sense of executing, in base events, but also still having conversation with that person to say, hey, I have a student in my class who is currently getting ready for deployment and they're leaving. Is there an opportunity for that person to complete this training after they graduate? Because they'll be here, before they fly out. And sure enough, that person was able to coordinate by connecting me with someone else in their organization to get that person trained up. So when they were done, graduated, they were able to leave already completed that specific training, which again saved time and also allowed that person to be more prepared before they leave for that specific deployment when they got back home. So I share that example because strategic partnership allows you to save time, allows you to save money, also introduces you to different resources. Okay. And these are things that I have experienced not only for myself, but also for my clients that I've served. Okay. Whether it's for SIBR, identifying key partnerships, introducing, but also, whether it's leadership, like for example, my relationships are not just one way. It's a true friendship. It's a true relation that is built upon, like I said, value, trust, respect. And that relationship goes deeper than just business. That relationship goes deeper in a sense we're talking about life, we're talking about family, we're talking about challenges, we're laughing, we're laughing. So when you think about strategic partnership, it's not someone that you just get into a conversation with to say, hey, here's my business, here's an opportunity, and that's it. And that may work here and there, but if you're looking for long-term sustainable strategic partnership that is a win-win for you and the person, so when they see an opportunity, when they are thinking of hosting their own events or launching a program, they're thinking of you, they're thinking of Chevy. And that is what has happened for me within the last week, I will say last week, where I got 2 emails asking me, hey, here's what we're doing. We think you'll be a great fit. What are your thoughts? Here's the budget. Let us know. That was for my consultant. And that came from relationship. That came from trust. That came from the founder speaking on my behalf and letting the other party know, which is part of the organization, hey, Chevy is legit. Chevy X, Y, and Z. So I don't know what all they shared, but I can only imagine because, again, that person knows me outside of the business. So that is one part of you bringing in strategic partnership and building that strategic partnership for long-term success, not only for you, but also for them. And another example, and that was more of, hey, can you do this specific thing, which is, also this is part of a nonprofit as well too. And another opportunity, this is for in my leadership space, which if you don't know, 22 plus years in the military, leading teams, high stress environment, managing multi-million dollar resource, running operations, running readiness, making sure people are ready for deployment. I understand what it takes to navigate leadership. I understand what it takes to lead in complex and challenging spaces. Okay. And this additional organization, again, this was not like an outreach, like we just met you, we're looking for X, Y, and Z. This was like, hey, we built a relationship over the last 3 years or more, probably 4 years, where we connected on Zoom, where we had, great hour-long conversations about how we can work together, about life. Again, as you can see, there's a trend. We're building a true, genuine relationship. And as you're navigating the federal space, I know it is busy. I know there's a lot going on. There's a lot of conversations. There's a lot of people saying this, saying that, and they're looking to bring you in, but nothing happens. And you have to ask yourself, is this aligned partnership, or is it just a quick fix for this specific company? And I'm here to help you build strategic core partnership that helps you to not only, elevate where you're at, but also sustain that relationship so that both partners can continue to grow. So when it comes to strategic partnership and the power of that, it starts with you being intentional with where you are going, the rooms that you're stepping into. And if you are continuing to step into rooms that are not in alignment, that you feel like you are on this hamster wheel where everything is just like go, 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 but it's like there's nothing happening. There's no results. There's no deep conversations happening. There's no like movement in that conversation. It's just like we're having conversations after conversations. And if you are currently in that space, my friend, my founder, then it is truly time for you to say, okay, what am I not doing? Okay, or what do I need to do differently so that I can really get into the space and in the groove of connecting to the core partners that I need to connect to. Because you have a vision, you are looking for opportunities, but that opportunity is going to come when you are truly building true strategic partnership, because we're here to build sustainable businesses. And when I say I am truly building strategic partnership, I truly am. Whether it's in the nonprofit space, whether it's in the business space with CEOs in the gov space, was with schools, you have to look at how are you showing up to make and sustain those partnerships. And if you're looking like, Chevy, I need some help in identifying and connecting to the right partnership that can sustain, that you can build to sustain and create something, because it does take time. It does take time. Okay. And I am saying also there's going to be opportunities where you connect to someone and that opportunity moves a lot faster. That does happen. But then what happens after that? It's like, okay, we did that one thing, then it's like, okay, we're done. That's nice. That's good in that moment. But I want you to think of your long-term vision, because I work with founders who are and executive leaders who are mission driven. You are here for long-term sustainable impact in what you're doing and what you are building. And I'm here to help you support that and get to that end goal with execution, consulting, but also CEO, executive leadership. Okay. So as a founder, business owner, And if you're looking for building sustainable partnership, here's your reminder. You have to build that relationship. You have to put in the time. I have, and this is not me just talking. I have conversations, and I'm having conversations with founders who have been in this game for decades. Okay, who has launched schools, who has launched their own businesses, who are running multi-million-dollar businesses, who are impacting, a lot of young adults. So again, as a founder, you have to look at what relationship is brewing up right now that you can lean into a little bit more. And when I say lean in, that means lean in and do outreach in the sense of asking that person, he or she, they, what's going on in life? How can you support them with maybe something that they have going on? Because that's how you continue to build strategic partnership. I give you all a quick another example. Like I had a great conversation with a CEO founder last Saturday. Great person, great energy, values, alignment, very direct, professional. But I love how the person shows up. And we have built this relationship over the years. And I look at this person as a mentor, but we're able to connect on business. We're able to connect on personal conversation. We're able to laugh. We're able to speak truth to power, like literally. And that all came from one, me doing the outreach. Me doing the outreach about 3 years ago as I was transitioning out of the military. That's what I started, because that's who I am. I started reaching out to individuals here on LinkedIn because I was now building my LinkedIn platform, because I had no clue really how LinkedIn was operating, because I felt like I was at 80 people and I'm like, what am I doing? But I started reaching out to individuals that I'm like, oh, what commonalities do we have? Oh, we have this. But again, because of that outreach, I was able to build that relationship, still continue to build this relationship, but also I'm able to hear that person say to me, hey, I am working on something and I'm looking to bring you in. Let's have a conversation. That's going to be coming up. Or I can say, here's what I am building. I would love to share it with you. Who do you think in your organization, within your network, that would appreciate and value this? These are the type of conversations that I am having. And those are the same type of conversation that you need to be having as well, because that is part of building sustainable strategic partnership. And that is the power of strategic partnership. Because now that person have in their hands my program, my intensive, for example, on my leadership side, to say, hey, now that I'm familiar with this, I know the why behind it. I trust you. I see you showing up. I see that you're not flaky, like you really are about your business. Okay, I'm already thinking of conversation I've had with X amount of people that could benefit from what this power of self leadership is doing. And I share that because, again, that's another example, because I do have two vehicles that I support clients with. Hey, Queen, thank you for joining me live here on the Executive Innovation Show. Thank you for joining live. And as always, please drop in the chat where you're joining from, what you do, and who you serve, because again, my goal is to continue to share what I do to support tech founders, but also allow my audience to share what they do, because it's about building strategic partnership, because you never know who will come back and read the comments and see what you're doing, because this is part of the process. And I know as a tech founder, you're busy, you're occupied, you're building, you're structuring, you're reaching out to folks. So you're being pulled in multiple places. So you may not have the time or the capacity to do that outreach, to bring in that strategic partner or to start building that relationship. And that's what client has hired me to do. Okay. And that's something that I can do for you as well as your BD consultant, but also your federal execution partner, helping you to execute and reach the right partnership. So, as I always, like to share and, inspire, not even inspire, but like inform you that what you're building is great, your mission focus, but at the end of the day, you want to build something that's sustainable beyond your capacity. And that's what I'm here to help you do. So if you're looking for building strategic partnership, whether that's for your business, to help with your innovation, to submit your first SBIR Phase 1 proposal, then I invite you to reach out to me. Reach out to me, send me the word, hey, ready, and we can have a conversations in the DM. Doesn't have to hop on a call or anything, and that is just for you to share where you're at. And then I can tell you, okay, here's how we can work together. Or here's how, well, we can't work together because it's not a fit. So as I continue to show up here, it's really to help you as a founder to continue to position yourself in the federal space, position yourself to submit your first SBIR Phase 1, but also to help you identify core strategic partnerships, because there's power in strategic partnerships. Okay, so that is all I have for today on the Executive Innovation Show. And if you have any questions, please reach out. You can send me a private DM or you can drop your questions right here. And I also want to say, if you are in this space and you're looking for a speaker on, this topic of SBIR or the topic of the power of self-leadership, because this ties into founders, because in order to sustain, you got to show up as that leader. Okay. So if you're like, hey, we need someone to come into our organization or into our businesses and speak on the power of self-leadership or the power, or on SBIR, how to tap into that space and position yourself, then reach out to me, send me a DM, because that is something that I'm looking to tap more into, which is the speaking. And I know Rochelle is also, she is out here killing it with a lot of speaking opportunities, because if you follow Rochelle, you will see that she's always out and about speaking on summits, keynote, all the things. So I'm like, okay, I need to get on her level. So I'm putting this out here in the ecosystem on LinkedIn to let y'all know that if you're looking for a speaker to speak on the power of self-leadership and also on SBIR, please reach out to me. You can send me a DM and I'll be happy to connect. Well, I want to thank Rochelle for joining me live here. Appreciate you. And she also said, I just arrived to my destination. Did my client. Okay, so she's, working with her client. And also she's in Maryland and work with women leaders who are looking to expand their reach through personal branding and executive presence development. Love, love, love that. And I know you are doing an amazing job, because I see the impact from the clients that you have served and continue to serve. So please reach out to Rochelle, especially if you're looking to elevate how you show up and step into that executive presence as an ambitious woman leader or business owner. So thank you for sharing that, Rochelle. So yes, if you're watching this, #replay and drop in the chat what you do. Like, don't be afraid. Put yourself out there, because closed mouth don't get fed? Like, we want to get fed. Okay. Well, I want to thank you all for joining me in the Executive Innovation Show. I'm your host, Chevy, and I love showing up here to inform, but also to show you all how I can support you in your business. So as a federal execution partner, 22 plus year Air Force veteran, okay, business development consultant, trainer / facilitator, and author, okay. I help established tech founders like yourself who are looking to pursue cyber and federal innovation opportunities through qualified proposal submissions and strategic core partnerships so that they can continue to build and sustain their businesses without continuing to sacrifice their time and also extend their capacity. And as I stated, if you would like to connect with me to learn more about what I do, please reach out. And I'm here every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central Time. And also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Executive Innovation Show. Okay. And I want to thank you all for joining me on the show as always, and have an amazing day. Okay. All right, y'all. See y'all later.